What up? It's your boy Wall Street. Thank you for tuning in. And I'm back, baby. Ready to talk about some hoops. And today, had some news break from our handy dandy newsbreaker, Shams Charania, around the NBA. That the Bulls are trading Lonzo Ball to the Cleveland Cavaliers in exchange for Isaac Okoro. So, this is an interesting trade. But the first thing I thought of when I saw this trade was, okay, well, I guess that means Ty Jerome is not coming back to the Cavs. So, Ty Jerome's going to be a free agent. I would imagine this means that Lonzo Ball is now going to take that spot away from Ty Jerome. And I think it's a good trade for the Cavs, honestly. I mean, the fact that they just had to give up Isaac Okoro, I figured the Bulls would have at least gotten a second round pick in addition. Like, I just feel like Lonzo Ball is still regarded around the league as a better player than Isaac Okoro, right? And obviously the Bulls weren't that good. But Lonzo Ball is also coming off of 2 years filled with injuries, right? Like, he hadn't played in 2 years, and he came back and he averaged 7.6 points per game, 3.4 rebounds, and 3.3 assists, right? In limited minutes, he didn't play a ton of games. So, he only played 35 games, but he's a great defensive point guard. He's got great size, 6'6". He's got a player option for next year, I believe. Or sorry, it's a team option. Team option next year. So I think it's good. And by next year, I mean 26, 27, not this upcoming season. So he's basically under contract for the next 2 years, right? Whereas Isaac Okoro is under contract for a little bit longer. I believe Isaac Okoro is under contract until the summer of 2028. No, summer of 2027. So they're basically on the same deal, except Isaac Okoro's is not an option next season. He's making about $11.8 million the following season in 26-27. So they're basically getting paid roughly the same amount here, right? And that's why they were able to kind of do this trade without including a bunch of other stuff as well. So the Cavs also signed Sam Merrill to a 4-year, $38 million contract. So he's going to be staying. I think also they drafted Tyrese Proctor with the 49th overall pick. The Cavs did. And I think they probably think that Tyrese Proctor can come in and be a lockdown defender, similar to what Isaac Okoro was doing for them. I think Isaac Okoro had a lot more potential, at least in the minds of the Cavs. And I think they're kind of like, all right, he's not going to turn out to be some, much better player than he is right now. And this is probably the worst season he had in terms of production. Only averaged 6.1 points per game this season, down from 9.4 last year. Played 55 games, played under 20 minutes a night at 19.1 minutes per game. Shot 46% from the field and shot 37% from three. So he's an all-around solid player. I mean, he's only 24. He'll be 25 in January. So I think it's a decent trade. I think it makes sense for the Cavs, especially because they're probably going to lose Ty Jerome, and I think they're okay with that now, having Lonzo Ball. But it just seems like I don't really know what the Bulls are doing, right? Like, I figured they were going to trade Lonzo, but, I don't really think getting Isaac Okoro back does a lot for you. But who knows? Maybe Isaac Okoro will perform a lot better in a situation where there's not as much talent. Obviously, there wasn't as much room on the Cavs for him to really produce because he wasn't necessarily getting a ton of minutes. He wasn't necessarily the guy that's going to take a lot of shots night in and night out. So I think it makes sense. Makes sense for both sides. I just would have thought Chicago would have been able to kind of be like, all right, we're giving you Lonzo Ball, who's better than Isaac Okoro. Give us a second-round pick, right? I don't think you're getting a first-round pick in addition to Isaac Okoro, but you probably could have gotten a second-rounder. But it is what it is. I think it's a trade that, I mean, frankly, I don't know if it moves the needle much in either direction for either team. It seems like just a move that they needed to make for fit. And, looking down the line at, what they're paying guys in the future, their free agency needs and stuff like that. So I think it makes sense. I'm excited to see Lonzo Ball play more next season. I kind of figured this past season was going to be a little bit more of a trial run for him, see if he can really come back from that injury. And it seems like he can. He's still a pass first point guard. He can shoot the ball. He can defend. And I think next season he's going to be way better than he was this past season. And I think he's going to be more available. So I certainly hope he will be. So I think Isaac Okoro, too, is going to have an opportunity on the Bulls to show what he can do. And hopefully he, proves the doubters wrong. He can be that, top 5 pick that he, was selected with in the 2020 NBA draft. We just haven't seen top 5 talent really from him since, or top 5 production from him since. He's a very good defensive player. He needs to have the whole package. And I think on a team like the Bulls, he's got a little bit more of a runway to do it. But even when he was with the Cavs, when they weren't that good and they didn't have Donovan Mitchell yet, he was not necessarily a guy that was producing a lot. But, he's an older, more mature player now in the league, so anything can happen. But let me know what you guys think about this trade. Do you think, one side in particular won the trade? Do you think it was the Cavs? Do you think it was the Bulls? What do you think about Lonzo Ball? What do you think about Isaac Okoro? Want to know your thoughts, so please leave some comments down below. And I'm going to check you guys later, man. Stay up, stay blessed, stay safe, stay humble, handle business, stand on business. Peace out.